Warning: the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Doing today?
It's been far too long.
Yes, welcome back. Episode 15 of the See It podcast. Quick apologies for not putting out an episode last week. We recorded one. We were one man short. I felt awful. I was super sick, and the audio quality just wasn't up to par with what we've been putting out, so we just said, screw it, we're not putting one out this week. So
we only bring to you the highest quality of content
that we can put out.
Essentially, if Austin isn't here, then it just everything goes down a peg. Is that what happened?
Well, yeah, actually that's kind of what happened. So I hate to say that. Quick introductions. My name's Andrew Ormsby, and I'm drinking Johnny Walker Black Label.
Zach Chadwick, and I'm drinking Towhead.
Austin Fairbairn, some Odell's Loose Leaf.
I thought you were about to say O'Doul's.
Sorry, guys, I'm an alcoholic. I gotta stop.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm fucking ready to take a nap.
Take a nap?
Well, I just got dug around in my mouth for a while. Get some wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Well, I mean, they didn't get taken out, obviously, or I'd be like,
yeah, that's what when you text me that you were getting your wisdom teeth worked on, I'm like, if they're taking them out, I don't see how you're going to be able to do the podcast. So.
No.
That sounds like balls, man.
I have a large ulcer in my mouth, which is very painful, and it's because my wisdom teeth on the top are rubbing up against the side of my mouth. So I got an appointment to take them out.
No bueno.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Actually, all I want to do is go home and play Plants vs. Zombies.
I saw you post that.
That game is badass.
You know what? I'm just going to say this real quick. I wish we had a gaming segment of our podcast because I want to talk about so many things I saw during all the E3 that happened this year. So many good things.
Yeah, me too.
But we'll just talk about those in private. What are we going to start with? See It, Skip It?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Austin, I believe you and I both saw this movie.
Correct.
All right, movie this week that our See It, Skip is going to be over. Snowpiercer, starring Chris Evans and Tilda Swinton, and a gentleman by the name of Kang Ho Song. You know him from The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. Okay, we were lucky enough to receive an early screening of this film. After watching the trailers last year, I was excited to see the film. But then a long time went by, and there was no news of it, and it kind of just slipped to the back of my mind. Then we got this screening, and I was excited all over again. The movie looked really interesting and sort of unique. The main focus behind the film isn't unique. The revolution of lower class against upper class is a story, old as time. But the setting of the film was very unique. Film stars Chris Evans, Captain America, you know him. He's a passenger on a train that carries the last remnants of mankind after this horrible chain reaction occurs. Scientists try to combat global warming by shooting this cooling agent into the Earth's atmosphere, and it backfires and it freezes the entire planet to this uninhabitable sub-zero temperature. So Chris Evans and the rest of the passengers in the tail section of this futuristic eternal... Okay.
What the fuck is that?
Okay, that's just brilliant timing right there. I'm house sitting my sister's dog, and she brought over like 4,000 chew toys. So if you can hear that in the background, that's what that is. Oh my God. Thank you, Sadie. I really appreciate that.
Also, as you're reading this, if you're at home wondering why they're on a train, we'll get to that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't even know where I was. Okay, so Chris Evans and the rest of the passengers in the tail section of this futuristic/eternal train, they're forced to live in a life that's equal to like a third world nightmare. It's just horrible conditions. While the further and further you get towards the engine of the train, the quality of life escalates to like royalty luxury. So Chris Evans, he rallies all the tail section passengers to try and take over the engine to bring equality to everyone on the train. The film also stars, I said earlier, Kang Ho Song. You know him from The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. He's a security specialist who knows how to open the different sections of the train. He brings sort of like a comedic, not so much slapstick feel, but if you ever saw The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, I know, Zach, you did.
Yeah, man, that movie's awesome.
He kind of had that goofy personality. He kind of brings that into this movie as well.
Hold on. Why do movies feel the need to have that? Can't he just, be a serious guy? Does it have to... Do you have to have comic relief?
Oh, it's... I don't know. It's not really comic. It's just a lighter feel. Otherwise, it's a very serious, depressing
Films
movie.
can have that, but in this case, I think it needs it because, and we'll get to this, you have to suspend a lot of disbelief with this movie to even like buy into what's really going
you have
on.
to suspend a lot of disbelief with a lot of movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think if it took itself too seriously, where you can't get a little bit of lightheartedness, then I don't think it'd work.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Film. It's directed by Joon-ho Bong. He's from South Korea. This is his Western film debut, I guess you could say. Down to it, if this movie's a see it or skip it. For me, it's a skip, or a see it, I should say. It's a see it. It's one of those films that I kind of liked the first time I watched it, but then the second time I watched it, I really liked it. Have you ever had that where you watch a movie the first time and it's just okay, second time you watch it and it's actually, you like it even more the second time?
Yeah, several times. Actually, I saw American History X the first time. I thought it was the dumbest shit I'd ever seen.
Now it's one of your favorite movies.
And then I watched it again, and it really is one of my favorite movies.
For me, it's not the best film I've seen this year, but it's a definite see it, in my opinion. Austin?
I'd say it's a see it as well. I mean, there are things it does really well. To me, like, it's a perpetual motion train, essentially, and the train continually goes, and they live in this like climate controlled train. And so, to me, I had like questions as to why, like, if they could make this work on a train, why couldn't they just do it in like a building? Like, why did it have to be moving?
It sounds like. Did you ever see the second Mortal Kombat movie? As terrible as that.
No,
thing
I did
was?
not.
Yeah, so
okay, you remember the part where they like traveled through the earth in those balls, those perpetual motion balls to like yeah, is it kind of like that?
No.
I was
wondering where you were going with that. Not even close. No. It's like everything in this train is precisely controlled. Like population has to be at a certain number because food has to be rationed at a certain
rate.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I like the story idea. If you can get past those kind of like nagging questions of like, well, why is this happening, and just suspend disbelief and just buy into it, then I think you'll enjoy the movie.
Did they explain how they like grow food and shit?
Yeah, like different sections of the train. Not all the sections of the train are for people. Like certain sections are for food, water, heating, stuff like that.
Do you have like
but then there's also very ridiculous sections of the train which are like for luxury and like stuff like that. Sections that could definitely be used for like overcrowding and stuff like that.
Do they have like subcultures within the train, like organized crime and this guy's?
I don't want to say too much without giving stuff away. There are different.
I'll have to watch it.
There are different qualities of life, and the different types of people you see are in different sections of the train.
I was just curious.
I liked it. Austin?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Okay. So that's See It or Skip It on Snowpiercer. Now, since we didn't do news, or we didn't have a podcast last week, we're just going to skip over the news that happened. We're just going to run through it real quick of all the news that happened a few weeks ago.
There was a fuck ton of news last week.
And I know, I feel awful because some pretty big stuff happened last week, and we didn't even post anything. Obviously, Tracy Morgan getting injured in the car accident.
He's better now.
He's doing better, and that's what I wanted to say. He's doing better, so good for him. Also, Marvel's trying to get X-Men and Fantastic Four back from Fox. They're trying to just shut them out. I don't know how they're doing it, but that was the big news.
By not advertising or doing any marketing that ties into the movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I was Fox, I could give a fuck less about Fantastic Four because there hasn't been a single good Fantastic Four movie. But I mean, I would fight tooth and nail for X-Men.
But with Fantastic Four, isn't Fox making a new one right now? And oh yeah, it's the new one.
They keep going back to it.
It's probably not going to be any good either.
From what I saw, it was hands down the worst casting I've ever seen for a movie.
Outside of comic book fans, people just don't give a shit about them.
Yeah. Peyton Reed is the newest director for Ant-Man. I think we talked about it last week
at length,
but we said this film just needs to die.
It
does. Died with Edgar Wright. Just let it go.
The more you hear about it, the more you think it's gonna suck.
Yeah. Next up, we had Pedro Pascal. He's going to star in the Netflix newest upcoming original series, Narcos.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. This is going to be so freaking good.
Hope he gets an Emmy.
I haven't seen anything about this, actually.
Yeah.
They don't have a preview or anything for it.
Yeah. Pedro Pascal, for those of you who don't know who he is, he was Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper in Game of Thrones.
And if you don't watch Game of Thrones, go watch every clip on YouTube right now.
Yeah. Apparently, Narcos is going to be a Netflix original series about the cocaine drug syndicate worldwide back in the 70s.
Pablo Escobar,
Colombia, that whole...
And the gentleman who was in Elite Squad, I forget his name, but he's going to play Pablo Escobar. Yeah. And Pedro Pascal is going to play a DEA agent or just a narcotics agent?
I think he's the DEA agent.
Okay. And then the next bit of news we had, which you were super excited about, Game of Thrones.
Couldn't believe it.
Game of Thrones finally passed Sopranos as HBO's #1 highest rated show of all time.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna share some feelings here. Last night was the season finale. Part of me was really just disappointed because
I loved it.
I thought it was better than the one everyone was really waiting for, the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, the Viper Mountain fight.
I thought this last episode was better than that.
It's just because I'm such a book reader and I separate the two, and I'm disappointed because the show's not on for 10 more months. And then I have no idea where they're going because all the storylines are pretty much tied up.
Well, they're just going to blend the next two books into one.
But even then, like Daenerys chaining up her dragons.
Actually, it was kind of depressing.
It was super depressing.
Yeah.
Book 5. Are you going to Bravos? Happened in book 3. Brienne never fights the Hound or goes to... I mean, there's all this shit.
But that scene was badass.
Yeah, she's a...
There was... Okay, I'm not going to spoil... I'm not going
to...
Oh, she should be a Jedi in the new Star Wars movie. I'm not going to spoil anything, but Zach and book readers know the ending of the book, they left out the biggest twist. And I think it would have been the perfect ending for...
I read why they interviewed the director, and I guess it was just an internet thing that got started that she was going to be in it, and he said they've never even thought about shooting it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's messed up, because that would have been hands down the perfect
way to ending
a season right there. For those of you who read the books, you know what we're talking about. For those of you who haven't read the books, I guess you're just going to have to wait for next season to find out what we're talking about. Or just go ahead and read the books.
So take a step back real fast. Talking about the Pedro Pascal and the Narcos show, and it's about being Pablo Escobar. Mm-hmm. You guys saw that the guy from Blow, the guy that Johnny Depp's character was based off of, got released from prison.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah, he did.
I did not see that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
It was one of those movies I thought was just okay.
Oh, man, that scene where she's having the baby and he's like all fucking coked out and tweaking in the corner. That was good stuff.
Yeah. Final bit of news from last week. Super excited for this. Rooster Teeth is making a full-length feature film called Laser Team, and it's a live-action film. It's not going to be animated. You can donate to the production of it by going to Indiegogo.com. We looked this up. They had a line or a bar that they wanted to reach of $500,000. Yeah. They reached it in 10 hours? 10 hours. 10 hours they reached it. They're already over $1.5 million in production for this. In a week.
Yeah.
I donated to it. Did you?
I haven't, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So, I'm super excited. We love Rooster Teeth. Great people.
Yeah, they're awesome. Go support them.
Now we're going to move on to new news. Speaking of...
Real quick, hold on. I'm sorry. I know I did this a couple weeks ago. I found out something. Kung Fury, the Kickstarter movie, comes out in October.
Okay, thank God. That is news that we all needed to know.
The movie looks amazing.
Okay. Speaking of, first thing we're going to start off is Casey Kasem dies at 82. That's kind of depressing. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
That's sad. I watched Scooby-Doo growing up. I don't know about you guys.
Dude, every morning before school, Scooby-Doo and MASH.
And Casey Kasem plays Casey Kasem in Ghostbusters.
Does he?
Yeah.
God, it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sad. He was everywhere. He was big in music and not just TV. And yeah, he was cool. I remember him from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dating me right there. I'm fucking old as shit.
Dude, Topanga.
Well, the
Cutting
dog
all the-
apparently.
Yeah. The dog is super upset about Casey Kasem's passing.
Poor Shaggy. Or not Shaggy, but Scooby.
Yeah.
Or Shaggy, too. He's left
Yeah.
alone now.
Yeah. That's why she's upset, because Scooby-Doo's all alone. Speaking of...
Casey Kasem was on Saved by the Bell, who also had Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and Tiffany Amber... Ah, shit, that fucking segue didn't work.
Well, all right then.
I'm going to sit over here in my corner. I had a segue, perfect segue for that.
Speaking of Netflix, I don't know if we talked about Netflix earlier. Speaking of Netflix...
She was on Law & Order with Vincent D'Onofrio.
Was she really?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Vincent D'Onofrio, he's going to be Kingpin in Netflix upcoming original series Daredevil. So, before we get into Vincent D'Onofrio, I want to talk about just how Netflix is just throwing out original content left and right, and so far they're all really good.
Speaking of, have you guys watched the second season of Orange is the New Black yet?
Started.
No.
Already finished it.
I haven't even
Great.
watched
Just
the
as
first
good as the
season.
first season.
Yeah. I think I've only seen the first episode, but I'm loving it. It's a really good show.
It really is.
It's not, obviously, I think House of Cards is the best, but Orange is the New Black is very good. Back to Vincent D'Onofrio, I actually think he's going to be a really good Kingpin. He's really good casting. I think he just kind of has that feel about him.
He'll be okay. It still blows my mind that he was that dude in Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Pyle, Gomer Pyle, or whatever that guy called him.
He was Private Pyle. He was
yeah.
Private Pyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of blew his own head off in that movie.
Yeah, that movie's fucked up.
With a bullet, fast as a bullet. Speaking of fast as a bullet, Sony is talking about making a Sonic the Hedgehog film.
Terrible.
No, I'm assuming it's animated, right?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Well,
matter.
no, it does matter because...
If it's animated, it'll probably be okay.
No.
Could you imagine a live-action Sonic the Hedgehog? Like, how would you even do that?
I would actually
here you go.
rather see a live action Sonic
Perfect.
the Hedgehog just to see how they did it.
I got it right here. In a world where science has gone awry and a guy's doing science experiments on hedgehogs, meet Sonic.
So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, definitely don't make that into a movie. Superhero movies. Speaking of superhero, Tom Hiddleston was in the Avengers. Speaking of Tom Hiddleston,
See, I don't have the segue skills you do.
he's going to play Hank Williams in an upcoming biopic.
So this is going to be his walk the line.
Yeah.
Think about it. But I don't know. He's more charismatic than Joaquin Phoenix is.
I don't know.
Not into country music. Probably won't see it, even if he's in it. Nah.
Yeah, he's so lonesome he could cry. People cried a lot in the book The Stand by Stephen King. Speaking of Stephen King and The Stand, they are making a 3-hour R-rated version of the book. I'm halfway through reading it right now.
Yeah, it's legit.
Really freaking good book. I'm a huge fan of Stephen King, and I don't know why I've put reading off The Stand for so long.
Dose questions.
Those questions.
Numero uno. Who is making this? Do we know?
No, yet.
The article didn't say. It was a thing that popped up on Facebook. It's highly possible that they're just making shit up. But
They
That
better
was my
not.
second question is, how the fuck they know it's going to be 3 hours? If I hadn't even started filming yet, how the fuck they
I
going to know
want
it's
to
3 hours?
say, when I read it, they interviewed the producer, the executive producer who's funding the movie or something.
Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly what he said because it's been like 4 days since I read it.
All right, those are the only questions.
You guys talk on it for a second. I'm going to look up, see.
It's fine. It's a series about, or it's a book about good versus evil, classic tale. I saw the made-for-TV miniseries they did on it like fucking years ago.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. I know nothing about it since then, and honestly, I haven't read the book.
Yeah, no, I've
I
never
just
read
know
the
it's
book
his
either.
masterpiece, and everybody loves it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a Stephen King fan. Nothing against him. He's just okay. I think his
So-
short stories are better.
I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently Ben Affleck is working on this with Warner Brothers. I'm going to confirm that next week. I'm going to read up on it more.
If he's directing it, it'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If he's in it, probably not. Love Ben Affleck.
That's pretty
I mean,
much how I
he's
look
a
at
better
stuff.
This is an
director.
article that says Ben Affleck talks about the difficulties of adapting a Stephen King book, The Stand.
Huh.
So we'll find out if that's true or not.
Well, I hope he's directing it and not.
Ben Affleck is playing Batman. Speaking of Batman, Jason Momoa will play Aquaman in the Batman vs. Superman film.
Whoa. Why is Vinny Chase not being Aquaman?
Who's Vinny Chase?
Entourage.
Oh, okay.
It's the main character. He played Aquaman in the TV show.
You know why he's doing this? Because he missed out on being Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did he really?
Well, he was auditioning for it, and apparently he backed out or something, and they got that fucking wrestler dude who's lame. Even though the movie's going to be awesome.
You never know. It could be good.
Aquaman just seems like such an awkward superhero to me. All I can think of is the SpongeBob characters, the old dudes.
Oh,
Mermaid
yeah.
Man, Barnacle Boy.
Yeah, that's all I can think of when I think of Aquaman, because that's essentially what yeah.
All right, so let's see if I can make a segue out of this. Superman is an alien. Speaking of aliens, they're in Star Wars. Harrison Ford has sustained a nasty injury on Star Wars set that insiders say will keep him out of production for at least 8 weeks. I don't know what happened, how he got injured.
I saw this, and it's another one of the classic cases of the media like blowing shit way out of proportion, because they're like, Harrison Ford gravely injured in an accident on set or whatever. He basically like tore a ligament in his ankle or something like that. He was jumping out of something, landed wrong, and tore something up in his ankle.
Well, when you're as old as him, just landing in general.
Oh, absolutely. It was a serious enough injury that he won't be able to like walk on it without assistance probably for
like
a few
8
weeks.
weeks.
Like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like he broke his neck or
something.
something. Yeah. I like how I say neck, you say dick, but
I said neck too.
oh, I thought you said dick. I said broke his dick.
You got dick on the mind.
I was
day.
thinking dick. Sorry.
Broke his dick.
Okay.
Those lightsaber battles get pretty nasty.
They do get pretty nasty.
Remember Jay and Silent Bob at
No.
the end when they went to the movie? They were remaking what was the name of the superhero that Kevin Smith was in that movie? It was him. And anyway, they get to the movie set. Mark Hamill's there, and his name in the movie is Cockknocker. And he's like this bad Jedi Sith dude with these giant fists that end in penises.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
It's a great movie if you've ever seen it. It's hilarious.
Okay. See if I can make another segue here. Harrison Ford is Hollywood royalty. Speaking of royalty, Daniel Day-Lewis was knighted by the Queen, and Angelina Jolie became a dame. So
Nah.
I'm super excited for Daniel Day-Lewis getting a knighthood. He should have got it a long time ago. Angelina Jolie, I guess, good for you. And
Yeah, I just feel like at this point, that's all that shit's so watered down. Like everyone's got a fucking knighthood. Like everyone's sir. What? Like you don't have to do anything. I mean, you do, but I don't know. I feel like it should be reserved for like just really huge accomplishments. I feel
Thank you for saying what I was thinking.
I thought you had to actually be a citizen of, like a born citizen of the UK to be either knighted or become a dame.
Nope.
I didn't even know they made
Not
people
at all.
dames.
All right.
So is that it for the Speaking of News segment?
I believe so.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, you got to head out and take care of your
Sorry,
baby.
man.
All right.
Good luck with everything.
Just as last week, we are back down to 2. Okay, well, that'll wrap it up for the Speaking of News segment of the podcast. We're now going to be down to 2 of us, just Austin and I. Zach had a family emergency, so we're going to continue on with trailer talk. The first trailer up that we're going to talk about is A Walk Among the Tombstones, starring Liam Neeson. First impressions, Austin, what do you think after seeing the trailer?
It looks pretty good. It looks a lot like Taken, but instead of his family, it's someone else's family. It's Liam Neeson being a badass, track people down. But no, it looks good. It looks well done. Yeah, how about you?
I'm pretty excited for it. It's directed by Scott Frank, who you may know from certain films. He's a writer for a lot of films like Minority Report, The Wolverine, really good movies. So he's not really directed too many things. Oh, we did a Lookout with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good movie. So I don't know about too many films he's directed, but as far as writing goes, I trust him with a pretty interesting script. So
Yeah, as long as he's a good cinematographer on hand, I think writers can make good directors because they know story and they know story structure. So I think from that aspect, I feel like the film's in pretty good hands. Who is the one of the abductors that he's talking to on the roof? You can see this on the trailer, so it's no big spoiler or anything. Who is that actor?
that's Olafur Dari Olafsson. What was your see it, skip it a couple weeks ago. Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yes.
He was the helicopter pilot.
Okay, I thought he looked and sounded familiar. He looks
Yeah.
really good in that movie as well.
He does. Yeah, it looks like an interesting, like you said earlier, it does look like another Liam Neeson film where he's falling into that cliche. But it's like I said whenever I did my See It, Skip It on Nonstop, his cliche films are actually pretty good.
He knows what he's doing. He does them well.
Yeah. I would like to see more diversity out of a film from him back whenever he was doing films like Schindler's List.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Instead of an action film, I'd like to see him do a drama film again.
Something a lot slower paced, more character driven.
Exactly. The next film up, this is a film I think that could possibly be an Oscar contender. This is Kill the Messenger, starring Jeremy Renner.
Who looks like a young Robert Downey Jr. with that goatee. Does he
Kind
not?
of. Now that you say that, it just popped in my head just as soon as you said that.
Yeah.
Film, it's about a reporter that becomes a target by the U.S. government after he starts trying to leak information back in the day about how the U.S. government was involved in crack cocaine dealings in America.
Yeah, basically suggesting that the U.S. was in on the drug trafficking, bringing these drugs into the U.S., and that they not only knew about them, but may have been taking part into getting them into the country. This obviously is based on a story that happened, in the 70s?
Yeah.
But it also definitely holds, lessons and truths about today with all the, security leaks, WikiLeaks, all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. It holds relevance today, and it does look really, really good. And you and Zach had said something about Oscar potential, and I think it definitely does.
Absolutely. It's directed by Michael Kesta. He does a lot of good television directing episodes. Like, he directed a couple episodes of Homeland, Dexter, True Blood, Telltale, he directed that, 12 and Holding, 6 Feet Under. So he's done some really good work as far as television. I don't know about too many films that he's directed, but it's definitely one that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing. So.
Absolutely.
The next film up is another found footage film. This is Willow Creek, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait.
This is such an odd film for him.
It is really. It has no resemblance of anything the guy's ever done before. But it actually does look like a pretty interesting found footage film. I thought they were all getting a little boring and blending together. But it's a found footage film about Bigfoot. And it didn't look campy or corny. It did look like... not like the scariest movie ever, but it was intriguing enough. The trailer was.
It had those moments that would make you jump, I think.
Yeah, just the shock value film that you see normally.
This is one that I wouldn't, if it comes out into wide release theaters, I wouldn't see in theaters, but it would be something I would probably rent or see on Netflix.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I would take the time to watch it, but not go out and necessarily spend the money in a theater.
Next film up, The Equalizer, starring Starring
the Black Daniel Day-Lewis.
The Black Daniel Day-Lewis, Denzel Washington, and Chloe Grace Moretz. Directed by Antoine Fuqua. Fuqua. That guy's done some really good movies. Training Day.
Denzel Washington?
Another Denzel Washington. The guy knows how to make Denzel Washington look cool. It was a weird trailer for me because it's sort of reminded me of Man on Fire with not sci-fi, but superhuman capabilities.
Yeah. He has what I would compare to Jason Bourne type fighting skills.
Exactly.
Without any he doesn't really explain how he has these crazy abilities. Because at least with Jason Bourne, he was a trained assassin that can't even remember his own fucking name.
Yeah.
He's a killing machine. In this case, he's a guy in a diner. He does have some I think police experience,
but nothing from a police that would give him this kind of martial arts status of just perfection. He walked into a room, he looked around, he saw how many people were in the room. He's like, all right, it'll take me 16 seconds to kick everybody's ass in this room. Then he put 16 seconds on a stopwatch, and as soon as he laid the last punch, 16 seconds wears up, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a shot, I guess.
think it has potential. I don't really know. We'll see.
Yeah. Next film up, Canopy. I don't know too much about this film other than just the trailer that we watched. From what everybody's saying that's got an early viewing of it, it's an incredible movie about this Australian fighter pilot gets shot down over Singapore. He's stuck in the Singapore jungle, and he runs into a Chinese soldier.
We should mention this is the invasion of Singapore in 1942.
Oh, yeah,
the World War II piece.
Yeah, so Australia and China, they're fighting the Japanese Japanese have control of Singapore at this time, and the Chinese soldier and the Australian pilot are just trying to survive and sneak around the Japanese forces that are controlling Singapore. It looks really cool, sort of like an artistic version of what a war film. It's not gritty. It's like very beautiful scenery, cinematography. It just looks incredible.
Yeah, it's definitely very artsy. Even in the trailer, the only bit of dialogue I can really remember is when the Chinese guy runs into the Australian guys and he says, China, and he points to himself. That's the only bit of dialogue I can remember from the trailer.
Yeah.
Which is, when you think about a war movie, you think screaming, yelling, and there's really not a whole lot of that.
It kind of reminds me of this Robert Redford movie that I saw last year, where you don't have too much dialogue. All is lost.
Okay, yeah.
Where his character's name was Our Man. 2-hour movie, and he had 3 words in the whole movie. Yeah. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Other than that, it's just him going around just trying to fix his boat. I didn't like the movie. It was definitely a skip it, but we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about Canopy. This movie looks like it is definitely going to be a see it film.
It looks like it.
I'm going to look up, see who directed it, see if we know
it's
anybody.
Probably nobody we know.
Aaron Wilson. We know him from films such as Nothing.
Yeah, I love at the end of it, it's like a film by Aaron Wilson. Like, we're supposed to know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, no idea. So, yeah, that could possibly be a see it one later on whenever it comes out. Next film up, The November Man, Pierce Brosnan. It kind of looks like, whenever I saw him, I'm like, is it another James Bond movie with Pierce Brosnan?
It kind of looks like that, just not as classy.
No, it's a lot more, oh God, I hate using this word. It's a lot more gritty James Bond than what you're, an ex-CIA operative. He's just training somebody to make them the next super assassin.
I have the best comparison for you. From Paris with Love without the humor.
There you go.
I mean, it even looks like that, like, style. That would be my best comparison for those who haven't seen the trailer. It doesn't necessarily look bad. If we're going, like, spy thriller stuff, I think I'm more excited about The Kingsman.
Yeah, that movie does look a lot more interesting.
If I had to choose between the two, I would choose that one. And then they're definitely different types of movies, because this one is more gritty, as you would say, and the other one's not. But if I had to choose, I'd go with Kingsman, Secret Service.
Director of it, we know him, obviously. He's Roger Donaldson. He's done a lot of films like The Recruit, The Bank Job. So he does like those.
That type of action-y stuff.
He also did Species and Dante's Peak, but we're not going to talk about that. And The World's Fastest Indian. I did like The World's Fastest.
That was a good movie, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little different for him, but that kind of secret operative kind of film, he does those fairly well. Next one up, Birdman, starring Michael Keaton. I don't know what this movie's about. All I know is the trailer looks incredible. I guess Michael Keaton plays a washed-up actor or something, where he used to be a superhero, Birdman, like in all these Birdman films. And I guess like he's trying to take his movies to Broadway now. And
see, I wasn't even able to discern that much from it. Like, that makes sense what you're saying. Like, I can definitely follow along with that. But I couldn't even tell that much from the trailer, so I'm glad you knew that much.
It has an A-list cast. You have Emma Stone, Edward Norton, Naomi Watts, Michael Keaton, and Zach Galifianakis. I'm really excited for this movie. It's a rated R comedy directed by, I can't pronounce this guy's name, Alejandro Inarritu. He did Babel and
it's a good
Beautiful.
movie.
Did you ever see Beautiful, the Javier Bardem movie? It was a weird movie, but it was really good. It was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, I believe. He's been nominated for a couple Oscars, Best Motion Picture and Best Directing, both for Babel.
Yeah, honestly, if this trailer had been nothing but that last scene with Edward Norton and Michael Keaton fighting, where Edward Norton's in his underwear,
and those tidy, it's not even tidy whities, it's just banana hammock sort of thing.
Yeah, that scene, like, right there is hilarious. Like, that's enough to make me like say, okay, this film is actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So next film up, we have The Interview, the new James Franco Seth Rogen film.
Oh yeah.
Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen directed it. It looks really funny. It's the team that brought you This Is the End. You didn't like This Is the End.
I did not like This Is the End.
Okay. I like This Is the End a lot. I thought it was a really funny movie. Pretty much this film is about James Franco and Seth Rogen are hired by the CIA to kill Kim Jong-un.
I love the idea that, like, it's not like a fictional bad guy.
No, he's
it's
real...
the North Korean dictator. Like, they're like, fuck it. He's never going to see this.
No. they're just going to change it to where they turn James Franco and Seth Rogen into the villains or something like
Yeah. Recut it.
that. Yeah. Final trailer up that we're going to talk about, Dumb and Dumber 2. For me, Dumb and Dumber is one of my favorite comedies of all time. I know a lot of people say that, but they say it for good reason. It's a really funny movie. When I saw the trailer, the first time I saw it, I was super excited and I was kind of blinded by it. I'm just, oh, it's great.
You're just excited that it existed.
Second time I watched it, I'm like, okay, it looks okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't dislike the first one, but it wasn't my favorite by any means. It was just like a good movie to me.
Yeah.
So this doesn't really do anything for me. But I have heard a lot of people that are like you that just absolutely love the first movie and that aren't really that excited for this one. They don't think it's going to hold up. They'll go see it, but they don't think it's going to hold up to what they have in their minds of that first one.
It's kind of like the Simpsons movie. Too much time has passed for them to do a sequel, where the Simpsons movie was hilarious, but whenever you wait that long to make a movie, the audience demands pure perfection on a movie of that scale. And with the sequel to Dumb and Dumber, whenever you wait, 20 years, something like that, to make a sequel, it has to be a really damn good movie. So I hope they can do it. That's all I'm going to say on that.
We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Does that do it for trailer talk?
That's it.
Awesome.
No more trailers. Lots of trailers, lots of news this week. This has been a busy week for movies and TV. I don't know. Anyway, so this week, we talked about it earlier, we're going to go balls deep on Jeremy Renner. Working title. Jeremy Renner we're fans of his. We love his work. He's been in some really good movies. And we're going to start at the very beginning of his career, even though I have actually seen the first movie he was ever in. National Lampoon Senior Trip, 1995. He was a character named Mark D'Agostino. And I'm not sure if this is based off the real person, because there really is a Mark D'Agostino. He's a professional poker player, or he was at one time. This movie was hilarious. I remember watching it. It's only got a 5.5. Not where it's all those National Lampoon movies aren't very well received. Minus the Chevy Chase ones and the Ryan Reynolds, the one movie he did. But I liked it. I watched it and I thought it was pretty funny.
I didn't know he was in Monkey Love.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. And he was in a movie called Dahmer where he played Jeffrey Dahmer.
I have seen that. That movie's creepy.
Is it?
It's not like the best thing I've seen, but I thought it was decent.
Yeah. Then after he did Dahmer, he did SWAT, the one with
Samuel L. Jackson. Isn't he in that movie?
I was Colin Farrell.
Yeah, but isn't Sam Jackson in that movie? I thought he was.
He probably is. He's in everything.
Either way, it's a decent movie. I remember when it came out, and he plays the sergeant. But I remember when it came out, it was really well received.
I hated SWAT.
It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, I didn't think it was great, but it wasn't terrible. He did some other stuff before we get too
Lords
much
of
further.
Dogtown.
He did some other stuff before SWAT and the movie we talked about right before it. But
Dahmer.
It's a bunch of Dahmer. It's a bunch of one-time TV roles like on CSI and House and stuff like that. So we just skipped forward with all of that to Dahmer. But now after SWAT, you said he did. Let's see, he did.
Lords of Dogtown.
Where's that at? Oh yeah, he did a couple other things, but nothing of note, like voices in video games.
Then one of your favorite movies, 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah, I haven't seen Lords of Dogtown, by the way. He was in North Country, which I never saw, and some other stuff. But yeah, 28 Weeks Later. I liked this movie a lot.
I did too. It's not as good as the first one.
Man, I know, and I'm purely basing this off of of my enjoyment factor, because there's two ratings I have: how much I enjoyed it and the critical thinking of what I thought the movie was. You know what I mean? I enjoyed 28 Weeks Later more, but I know 28 Days Later is a better quality movie. I really liked it. He was awesome in this movie. It's not my favorite movie of his, but it is good.
Then he was in one of my favorite movies ever, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Brad Pitt.
Who is he in that?
He was what was his name?
He's
Woodhite.
Woodhite.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna really hate me.
You never saw it, did you?
I've seen an hour of it.
That's a long-ass movie.
And after that, I can't. I quit watching it because at the time I wasn't as into movies as I am now. But I need to go back and finish it because I have the movie. I just haven't finished it. So let's see. After that, he did.
Well, it has like Casey Affleck in it, and it was nominated. Was it Woodhite? Is that who made it?
No,
Dominic.
yeah,
Andrew Dominic. He made it.
Nominated for tons. It didn't win anything.
No, it was.
But it was nominated for tons of awards.
Yeah, I remember. I think for the Oscars, it was nominated for Casey Affleck, and then cinematography is what it was nominated.
I thought it was nominated for picture, but it doesn't matter. The movie's. I mean, what I saw was okay. I need to go back and finish it. Yeah, it was. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to question.
Don't question me.
After that, he was in a couple episodes of House.
Oh, that episode that had House in it. That's when I saw him, and I'm like, this guy can act. It's weird. You see it in movies all the time. Like, whoa, this guy can act.
Right.
He did a lot of stuff I saw before that, and then I saw him in House. I'm like, okay, this guy can act.
That's when you became a fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then the movie that I think really got him started.
Well, yeah, was his first Oscar nomination.
The Hurt Locker.
The Hurt Locker.
It's really, really good.
I like it a lot. It got a lot of this movie shouldn't have won Best Picture, stuff like that.
That's because people loved Avatar at the time, but man, you can't say anything bad about this movie.
Yeah, it was great. I loved Hurt
Damn,
Locker
I forgot the cast of this movie. Holy shit, it's got Jeremy Renner, Anthony Mackie, Brian, I can't pronounce his last name, Guy Pearce, Ray Fiennes, David Morris, Evangeline Lilly. I mean, holy shit, man. Talk about a cast for a movie. Evangeline Lilly. Talk about a cast for a movie. I had forgotten about that. That's crazy. That was a really good movie. And then he did a couple TV episodes. A movie called Ingenious, which I have not seen. Rags to Riches, Two Friends. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Then he did The Unusuals.
It was a TV show. He did 10 episodes of that. Then we get to The Town.
I think this might be my favorite movie that he's done, that I've seen. Because this movie's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, Ben Affleck was yin, he was yang. I mean, every time he was on the screen, he was he commanded your attention.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was nominated for an Oscar for this as well.
Yeah, he didn't win, but I can't say anything bad about him in this movie. He was great.
Yeah. Then he is a cameo in Thor where he was Hawkeye.
Yeah, lead into the Avengers, which he's only in for 5 minutes, if that.
Oh, in Thor?
Yeah.
I give him 30 seconds.
Maybe 30 seconds, okay. Yeah. Then he did Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
That was great.
That is an awesome movie. I know a lot of people are sour on Tom Cruise. I'm not a huge fan of his, but this movie is probably the best Mission Impossible other than Mission Impossible 1.
Yeah, MI4 is the best one, I think.
Yeah.
I like it even more in the first one.
We don't even talk about MI3. It's like the redheaded stepchild.
I didn't like MI2 either.
I liked MI2. Yeah. I saw it twice.
John Woo can suck it.
He's done some voice work for Robot Chicken, which is a great show if you've ever seen it.
Then The Avengers.
Obviously, everybody knows what it is. Yeah. He was okay in this. I think he was really hammerlocked by his role in it. But once he got past the hypnotized by Loki part, I think he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, the movie's great.
Did you ever see The Bourne Legacy?
No, I really wanted to because Edward Norton's in it.
It was good. It was really good.
I want to see it. I have not seen it
I'll
yet.
let you borrow it.
I wonder if it's on Netflix.
I'll let you borrow it.
Then
actually, I think it might be on Netflix.
Then I'm going to watch it on Netflix. He's in Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. I haven't seen it, but it looked terrible. It's got a 6.1, 21 Metascore.
Not the best.
Oh, that's not good.
Then The Immigrant. That's the one that has Marion Cotillard and Joaquin Phoenix.
I really, really want to see this movie. I haven't seen it yet. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Then he did American Hustle. Not a fan at all of that movie. There's a
the
couple
movie
good
sucked
parts.
Balls. He was him and Jennifer Lawrence are the only good parts of that movie.
Yeah. And then I guess he was in a few episodes of Louie.
Oh, I love this show. Watch this show. I haven't seen this season. I have it on my DVR. This show is hilarious. But you got to be okay with pretty crude humor. Because that's what Louie is. And then he's got a bunch of upcoming projects, man. He's got like 7 things.
Well, we just talked about Kill the Messenger earlier.
Right, yeah.
I'm excited for that.
That's going to be a good movie.
Then this, I guess, is a series or a mini series coming out. It's called The War of the World Wars, like all about like World War I, World War II.
Okay.
Then after that, he's going to be in Age of Ultron.
All right.
Hawkeye again.
Okay.
Mission Impossible 5. He was confirmed. He's coming back for that.
Yep.
I'm excited for that. And then he's going to be in a Jason Bourne sequel.
Now, I've heard that is going to have him and Matt Damon in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Then I need to watch the one he was in by himself. Okay, I'll watch that. And he's got some other stuff that isn't like, nothing that King of Heists. It's a story about the biggest bank robbery in American history. He's in a movie he's got something called McQueen. It looks like some independent stuff. Nothing that's super big like Avengers or Jason Bourne, but.
So for his career, what would you give it out of 10?
I think I'm going to give him the highest we've had in a 7. A 7 out of 10. He is. I haven't seen.
I think we gave Gary Oldman a pretty high one.
Not as high as Gary Oldman then.
Were you here for Gary Oldman?
Yeah, I was here for Gary Oldman. I'm going to give him. What did we give Gary Oldman?
I think we gave him a 9 or something.
Okay, I'm going to give Jeremy Renner a 7 because he's really good.
I'll give him a 7.
There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen. But like we said, there's a couple movies he's been in where he's the bright spot. And
exactly.
It's really neat to see an actor like him who is still getting bigger and bigger. Because he's so versatile, he can do anything. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a movie where he just wasn't right for the role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, that's it for Balls Deep working title with Jeremy Renner. For the remainder of the podcast, we're just going to shoot the shit on some stuff. I know we normally don't talk video games, but did you watch any E3 at all?
I seen like a few clips here and there.
Here and there. What did you see?
Let's see. I saw some Destiny stuff.
Okay, we've been wanting to talk about Destiny for a while now. The budget for Destiny is $500 million. That is more expensive than any Hollywood movie ever made, even movies that have been adjusted for inflation.
Yeah. It looks amazing, though.
It does look really good. Now, that $500 million, that's not all production. From what I understand, that's $500 million for it, marketing, and possibly for some sequels down the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not all just for this first one. I don't know.
Still, either way, they put a big chunk of money into this franchise, even if it is, multiple games within the franchise. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay, so you've seen The Order 1886 now.
I have, yes.
Okay. They showed it last year at E3. I was super excited for it then. They showed it again this year. It's not coming out until next year. They just keep teasing us with this. But all the same, I'm super excited for this game.
No, I am too. I was interested because in the gameplay footage, it was just the one character. Mm-hmm. Do you get to play different characters or are other characters involved?
I think you...
Either in co-op or in the campaign?
I think you do, because I think there's 4 main characters, and I think either you get to play as one for part of the game, and then it just different storylines, you play different characters, or if you get to choose who you want to be. So none of that has been revealed as far as I know. It's sort of like a steampunk, Victorian age, your London werewolf ghoul things.
Yeah. It looks really, really cool.
It's really.
I love that setting, and they've managed to add in like the new age, like weapons, basically guns, without making it seem like stupid.
Exactly. The other game I hope you've seen some footage for is Evolve.
Yeah, well, because that's what I was bringing up the different characters, because it seems like that would be a really good game for very distinct class systems, especially in co-op multiplayer, which is what Evolve has.
Yeah,
and because that's what everyone's super excited about is like the different class systems and how you really work together as a team in Evolve.
With Evolve, you have to have 4 different classes. Well, I guess 5 if you want to count the monster. I like Evolve because 4v1.
Yeah,
that's just gonna be so freaking cool. And they just
can you play the monster? Is that That's what I thought. Which is really interesting.
One person plays a monster, and then 4 other people play the tracking team that try and kill the monster. Yeah. So they just revealed the second monster you can be this year at E3, and it's called the Kraken. It kind of looks like a Cthulhu sort of thing.
Really?
It is really, really cool.
Is that gonna be on both systems?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Only new gen. So
well, yeah, I figured.
Only Xbox One or
and
PS4. And I think PC, not for sure.
Yeah.
Same people that brought you the Left 4 Dead games, so they know how to make a really good first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
Another game I'm super excited for that came out of E3 was the Rainbow Six reveal trailer. That one looked really cool. But also Batman Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, yeah. No, it looks great. I never played a whole lot. I didn't play like Arkham City.
You didn't play Arkham City?
I played a little bit, but I didn't like get the game and play it through.
I got you. Some of my favorite games that came out of last gen by Rocksteady. They didn't make the Arkham Origins game that nobody liked.
Yeah.
They made the first two Rocksteady did, and they're making this newest one too. So now that they're back behind it, I'm all on board for anything that can come from this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything else that you saw out of the E3 press conferences that really struck your fancy?
No, I mean, not a whole lot. Like, I'm not as big a gamer as you. I mean, every once in a while there's one that comes along that really piques my interest and I really want to play it.
Yeah.
Evolve is one of those.
Yeah, and Destiny.
And it's the same way with even the last gen consoles because I still only have a 360. I haven't upgraded yet, but even then, like there's like one game or two games a year that would come along that I was really interested in, but most of the other time I didn't really spend a whole lot of time or money focused on that. So
yeah. Last thing for me from E3 I was really happy with was Microsoft announcing the Master Chief Anniversary Pack where you get all 1 through 4 of the Halo games. The first game and the second game get the anniversary graphics upgrade to where they look next gen. And with Halo 2, which is the newest one that's getting the anniversary upgrade, they're renewing all the multiplayer maps back in their original form, which if you're a Halo gamer, you know that's the best news anybody could tell you ever. That's like up there with saying we're going to remake Final Fantasy VII with HD graphics. It's just great news. I was really happy with Uncharted 4's reveal. I wish I could have seen more, obviously, but it's just a teaser.
are they doing the Halo stuff as like a DLC or?
No, it's going to be like a giant bundle pack. It's going to be pretty pricey, I imagine.
Oh, I can imagine.
The
But
first
I mean, if you're a big fan, I'm sure it'd be worth it.
And yeah, I'm going to get it. Yeah, we don't normally talk games, but E3 is the big thing that happens, so I figured it was at least worth a mention at the end of the podcast. Anything you want to plug before we sign off?
Nothing that I can think of. It's
Nothing
kind of
I can think
slow
of.
around here for film
Yeah,
stuff.
I haven't seen. There's a bunch of movies I want to see. I want to see The Rover. I want to see Chef. Apparently, Edge of Tomorrow was like incredible.
Really?
It's got like an 8.3 on IMDb, and it's getting really good reviews.
That's kind of surprising to me.
And I haven't even.
I might have to give it a look. I don't know.
Yeah, I still haven't seen X-Men: Days of Future Past yet.
You need to.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for the new FX series
Tyrant?
Yeah.
I have not. I was supposed to watch that before we started today. I just didn't have time to do it.
That looks super interesting. FX does some really good stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't follow too many of their dramas. I follow mostly like Archer, The League, their comedies and stuff like that. But if they can put out good stuff, then I'm on board. So is that it?
I think that's about it.
Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the See It Podcast episode 15 this week. Again, sorry we didn't put anything out last week. I'm sure the 6 people in the U.S. that listen were really upset, and the 1,000 people in the Middle East were devastated. We'll catch you next week. Sadie says goodbye.
She does.
If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at C_it_podcast. You can find us on Facebook at /See It Podcast, on YouTube at /See It Podcast. And like to thank Podomatic, they're the ones that give out this content. You can also find us on iTunes in the link below. To all of you listening, again, take care, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
See you next week.